All right, that's us, baby.
Welcome. You're looking live at the Calamity Jones Hour. I'm Mandy Jones, and this is my husband.
Glen, how y'all doing?
How y'all doing? We have a Southern guest in the studio tonight, so we're just gonna adopt Southern accents. Not by choice, just because we're fucking chameleons. This is September 4th, 2020. We have a really awesome guest in the studio with us tonight. But a couple housekeeping tips. I am Mandy Jones, the comedian. You should subscribe to my YouTube channel to find the Calamity Jones Hour, as well as the Wildflowers. The Calamity Jones Hour is every Friday from 8 to 9. We film it live. And the Wildflowers is every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8:30. It's Bonnie Scalisi, another beautiful little stand-up comedian like myself. And we interview different people, and we are wild. Last Wednesday we had Kathy Arnold, and we did Crazy Tales, and it got really wild really quick. We had a good time. Baby, you wanna say something?
Something. We have my friend Zach. We graduated high school together. He's a tattoo artist. You wanna continue the intro, baby?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the formal intro, but real quick, share. Hey Nancy Weems, hey David Lang, please share the show, guys. So yeah, we have a tattoo artist in the room with us tonight. He was born in New York, but then moved down to Tennessee in 2008 with his stepmom and his dad, and he found his love for tattooing. January 2012, he became an apprentice down there, found his heart in the city of Nashville, Tennessee, tattoo capital of the world, some may call it. Let's introduce, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Zach Decker. Woo! Oh, and he's also the man responsible for the Calamity Jones Hour logo
and the
that you're looking at.
Logo.
And the Wildflowers logo. The man behind the curtain.
More to come.
Zach Decker, welcome.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Well, welcome. Well, first, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's important to, all my friends are like, I love you, Mandy, and I support your show, but, like, I don't watch it. So it's really cool when I get to have a friend sit on the show.
So you know that I have to watch it?
Because I know you're going to watch it later.
Because I'm on it.
I know you're going to watch it later. Last night, Shawnee and I went live. Shawnee is who brought us together.
Yeah.
Shawnee's a really good friend of mine, infantry combat vet. He went live last night, and he's doing a little podcast. He's going to go on Thursday nights where he's going to do his own little thing. But we wanted to have Zach on the Calamity Jones Hour for a proper interview because you just got up here to New York, so welcome.
Yeah, my first time back since 2008 when I moved down to Tennessee.
Yeah, hell yeah, Jesus. So that seems like
so
a
you
lifetime.
Right out of high school you left.
Yeah. Literally, I graduated and moved down there.
Peace. That's peace out. My stepdad's from Tennessee, so like part of my heart is from Tennessee. Because my stepdad came into our home and totally was just like, I'm not gonna step on anybody's toes, just gonna love your mother. And he's more of a big brother than a father figure to me. And my sister and my mom actually are like pretty equidistant in age because he's a lot younger than my mom.
He's dead in between.
Yeah, he's like dead in between the two, but mature like wise, he's been born and dead like a million times.
Well,
he's like an old man.
He worked in a sawmill when he was like 8 years old and saw a guy's arm get cut off.
I worked in a sawmill when I was down there, and it was ridiculous.
You really worked in a sawmill?
Yeah. All his stories are like Huck Finn. Like everything he says, I'm like, grew up on a farm, grew tobacco, was a tattoo artist for guns mostly, owned a house at 17.
Sounds about like Tennessee.
Yeah, but let's talk about you. So you found your love for tattooing, you got a tattoo and you said I love tattoos, or you love tattoos and then got a tattoo?
I've always been an artist. Growing up, I always was in like art competitions and stuff like that. And then when it came time for me to stop working in kitchens and find a real job, quote unquote, I started looking into like going to school. I was a freelance graphic designer, and I designed T-shirt designs for bands and MySpace layouts. I designed Taylor Swift's MySpace.
Oh,
yeah. I'm kind of a big
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
But It just, I don't know. I looked into going to school for graphic design and thought, well, what's the sense of me going to school if I'm already doing it freelance?
Okay.
And I don't know. It just clicked one day. I lived that alternative life of piercings and tattoos, and I'm an artist. Why can't I be a tattoo artist? And I found someone accepting an apprenticeship, and he took me under his wing for 2 years, and I engulfed myself with tattoos, and it became my life now. It's tattooing my everything.
Yeah. Now, not everyone knows about like an apprenticeship. So an apprenticeship is you sit under them and you do stencils first.
Well, my apprenticeship was a proper apprenticeship. A lot of guys nowadays don't get to do what I did. Like, I learned all the old school stuff that guys did before Amazon and China came along and started mass producing everything. I soldered my own needles that I used to tattoo on Sundays and Thursdays. We soldered our liners on Sundays and our shaders on Thursdays. And we made our own pigment. We rented a hotel room and got a bunch of cheap blenders from Walmart and just mixed and trashed this fucking cheap ass hotel room with pigment everywhere. Because tattoo ink doesn't wash out. So
well, that's the whole point, I think.
So, I learned how to build my machines. I built my first machine out of a block of iron, and I got to learn all the old school stuff that not kids nowadays don't even get to learn. And for the first 2 years, I had to use those soldered needles, and I had to, do Brave Friends tattoos, and then after I was deemed worthy to do walk-ins, I started doing the walk-in tattoos, and then I worked at that shop for about 4 or 5 years, I believe. And I guess I was worthy enough to work at that shop because it was the longest running shop in the area. And then I decided to move to the big city in Nashville, which was about an hour away from me, and I met a gentleman online who wanted to open up a tattoo shop, and I built this shop from the ground up with him, and he got me mixed into some drugs and some messed up stuff, and because of those drugs, I ended up. I was in a really bad car accident back in 2017. I fell asleep at the wheel going 85 miles an hour and hit a semi truck and flipped, and then a second semi truck hit me, and I was ejected through the windshield, and they pronounced me dead on the scene for 8 minutes, and I was revived and in a coma for almost a month, and I cracked my skull, my brain was bleeding, my ribcage collapsed, punctured both of my lungs, shattered my pelvis, and I have a traumatic brain injury that I still suffer from today. And they expected me to be a vegetable for the rest of my life. They said I wasn't going to walk or talk or do anything, and I defied odds and became an anomaly, they say, and here I am.
Well, that's awesome.
3 years later, still walking, talking, and I'm tattooing.
Because that was, you had a girlfriend at the time.
Well, real quick, just my grandpa's number was 8. He always, his lucky number was 8, and I like 8 because it's infinity. So you were dead for
8
infinity.
Minutes. Yeah.
Infinity.
And they say typically around 6 minutes of no oxygen to the brain, you're a vegetable.
Yeah, and you came back.
I defied the odds. I mean, I have a problem with my attention span, and my memory is really shit. But other than that, like.
So is every human's though. I was like I have a terrible memory, and you're like, yeah, no, I really don't remember anyone from high school. I'm like, me neither, and he's like, no, because of my brain injury. I'm like, oh fuck, like, yeah, no, but it's true. Like,
I hate that. Like a lot of people, they when they hear about it, they like, I don't know, they want me to. If they feel like I use it as like an excuse, but it's not really an excuse, you know. It's like I don't remember shit.
Yeah, no, it's just a fact. It's just a fact.
It's just that's me now. Like I don't remember fucking anything. I barely remember what I wore yesterday, let alone like 2 weeks ago.
And when you came back to thinking about life, you wanted to start tattooing.
The only thing I remembered was tattooing. That's all I fucking remember.
You started talking about tattooing.
What I was getting into was you said you had a girlfriend.
Yeah. That
was making you draw a rose every day or flowers.
Yeah, when I first started like wanting to get back into tattooing, my ex she asked me to draw her a rose every single day because she knew roses before I wrecked were my favorite things to tattoo and draw.
Okay.
And every day I would draw these scribbly ass shitty fucking roses that were just horrible excuses of a rose, and slowly but surely drawing that rose every single day, it got me into the swing of drawing again, and gave me some hope that I could actually tattoo again.
Yeah.
And it was about a year and a half of recovery before I could like actually start like getting up enough balls to tattoo someone, and I tattooed myself first, and then decided I could finally take on the nerve of tattooing someone else, and yeah, Roses and I have a very special and emotional attachment that I still carry to this day, like tattooing
Well,
roses.
yeah,
And,
it
Oh,
brought
beautiful.
your art back.
Yeah.
Like it's
Real quick, I want to say hello to some people that are sharing the story. Bill Hansen, Kerry, my cousin, Foley, Nancy Weems says howdy, y'all. Linda, Glen's mom's watching. Jane is Glen's aunt. Nancy Weems is great. She's down from Tennessee. And David Lang, he's an awesome dude. Always just tuning in and now is a loyal supporter. These are real people watching, so they like to hear the real stories, you know.
oh,
And
yeah,
we shout them out because they're part of like when Bonnie and I do the wildflowers. We submit story, start telling crazy stories, and they throw crazy stories in. So if you guys have any questions for Zach or any
anything
concern,
tattoo jokes,
yeah,
anything, whatever you
yeah.
got.
When do you guys have tattoos? Because I've got some questions for Zach. I don't know what you've got, Glenn. But one of the
Mine
questions.
are more serious if you want to go on to something lighter.
Okay, all right. Well, one of mine. What's your favorite tattoo that you ever got to do for somebody?
that I ever got to do for somebody. Oh man, I don't know.
Top 10. One of your favorites.
Just memorable then.
One of the good ones.
I remember. Well, I this girl came in. She was a frequent customer of mine, and she wanted to start her leg sleeve, and she wanted to get like portraits or characterized portraits of people that she admired a lot. And the first one we did was Post Malone, and I hated Post Malone. Despised him.
If you guys don't know him, he's a gentleman that's covered in tattoos.
And I hated him. I don't know. I don't like hype. I never liked hype with anything. Like,
Yeah.
Anyone that's over publicized, I despised. But like for some reason that night when I tattooed that Post Malone, something clicked with me, and now like Post Malone's the only thing I fucking listen to when I tattoo. Like
Feeling Whitney is a great song.
Like it's Post Malone. Like I looked into him and his hustle and how he came to be. Like he's a real OG. Like,
hell yeah.
Playing fucking Minecraft on YouTube, he got discovered.
Oh, okay.
And,
all right.
Just a random kid playing acoustic guitar, playing some Minecraft, and now he's
Driven.
the biggest name in fucking entertainment.
Hell yeah.
But
hell
that's what the internet does now. Like it really have access to so many people and so many different things. Like,
yeah. I mean, like in a split second, like that's why I love social media. I love and hate social media for like my portfolio, because in a split second, boom, that tattoo I just did is available to the world to see.
Now, have you get a lot of customers probably from just like DMing you or whatever?
Yeah,
like,
most definitely. Yeah, I haven't really reached out lately. I kind of took a break from social media because it's a blessing and a curse. But yeah, a lot of times I've had people travel hundreds of miles just to get tattooed by me when they hear my story, or they see a design that I drew up, and like a band will repost, because a lot of my stuff is musical influenced, and they'll repost my design, and someone saw that design on their friends' Instagram, and then someone drove all the way from North Carolina to Tennessee just to get tattooed by me.
That's awesome. But you can't get tattoos in North Carolina, right?
Or is it South Carolina?
South Carolina it's pretty illegal.
But that's like it's like being part of the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you being a roadie,
well,
and like
when you were we were asking you about your tattoos at dinner earlier, and you weren't just saying what the meaning behind it was. You were saying the artist that did it and where you got it. Like it's very much like a.
It was like his passport.
Yeah.
It was like basically
has a meaning. Like that's the cool thing about tattoos. They can mean the world to someone. They could be in remembrance of a loved one or anything. But like none of mine really have a meaning. I just go to the artist that I pick out, like who I've admired their stuff and looked up to, and I just tell them to do just whatever they want. If they have a sketchbook and stuff they have, like I'll pick from that. But I just been to, I think my right arm I have over $5,000 in like 6-7 states down in it. Like
that's right. And you're saying, explain to the viewers the thing you were saying about the Sailor Jerry.
This one right here.
He's got a hog. It's a hog or a boar.
It's a wild boar, and it was a hand cut by Sailor Jerry acetate stencil that gentleman Doc Cooper from Knoxville, Tennessee at Saint Tattoo he had the actual acetate stencil that Sailor Jerry hand cut, and he stenciled it just like they would back in the day, and tattooed it just like they would back in the day, just old school, no gloves, just just balls to the wall, old school. And that's a cool little memory to have with that tattoo, like that Sailor Jerry actually touched something that touched me, and he's like a forefather of the game that we're in right now.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's like getting indoctrinated in.
Well, it's a matter of you're part of the history of it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any tattoos, but I didn't know that about like the whole like idea of like the acetate, like you said, it was like Vaseline to transfer it, and like
there's a one shot go. Like, you just carved some grooves in a piece of plastic. They actually used to rob convertible cars, the old school like convertible plastic moonroof that they had in convertible cars. They would cut those out of the cars on the sides of the streets and use those for acetate stencils.
Okay.
And they would just put some carbon filings down in the grooves that they cut with either an awl or a record needle, and then just transfer to the skin that way. And it was just one shot go. You couldn't wipe. There was no like stencil paper or anything like that like we have nowadays.
And are you ever like blown away by like thinking about how hard it was for them to do that, and now you're like in Photoshop like doing stuff that like would have taken them like redraws
you with your like a little eraser, because I've seen you with your tablet, you know, you've got your stylus and you can erase and you can
I think like me like soldering my own needles and building my machines and just for like learning how to do all that stuff, it lets me have a greater appreciation for it nowadays, because like nowadays any schmuck that could you know, man, I can draw pretty good. You know, can get on Amazon and buy a kit, and they just don't. The appreciation isn't there. Like I got to see exactly how they fucking had to do it.
Right.
And
the amount of
you're
and
thankful
the amount of
for every
knowledge.
stroke.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
It's tattoos. It's a lot, I'm a lot different than a lot of the rock star tattooers. You know, I'm grateful that one, I'm able to do it even since my accident, and two, like complete strangers come into me and ask me to change their lives forever through my art, which is my everything. I put my everything into every tattoo I do, and for you to put so much blind faith to believe that everything I show you in that portfolio is stuff that I've done, and like for you to believe that, and then ask me to give you a piece of my everything that you get to look down on every single day and remember me and remember who you were and remember who I was, you know, that's a cool feeling. It's like it's
time and place.
Because you actually reminded me with my first boyfriend, Bobby, we went and got a cartoon on the fucking New York City street, and it was like nice cartoon drawings, and then they were like, here you go, and the person who did the drawing was definitely not the person who had the art out, and we got a
so you're saying that the caricatures that you got like a
really shitty characters of us, but like they had like really nice like work up.
I'm sure that happens a lot though. I mean,
so thank God that wasn't on my body with him. Have you ever denied service? Has anyone ever said a placement or something that they wanted that you're
a lot, probably, right? Or
I don't do racist stuff.
So people jokingly have wanted racist stuff, or legitimately, or either way, you're just like, no.
There's been a few like serious people who want like swastikas or stuff that has like an anti whatever meaning to it, and I won't do that.
Yeah,
that's just not cool.
Okay.
In my eyes, like I just don't.
You have to
exactly.
You have to morally agree with something about it.
Like, I love on Sons of Anarchy, one of the scenes, the Jax, the guy is in that, he gets in the house of like another
Nazis.
And the Nazis and the kids, there's two like an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. These kids, they're strapped with these big guns, and the kids are yelling to him. They're like, show us your tats.
Because they were Nazis, so they wanted to see a swastika or something.
And he's like, I actually got some really cool shit, you know. He's like, I got, you know, because he's got like Reaper on it, you know. But they're like, the kids know, the kids are trained. Show us your ink, because that's your, you know, that's raw. That's, you know, that's you. That's not, if you are down with the sickness, you know, you'll get that shit on you. So yeah, I didn't even think of that when I asked you that question. I didn't even think of racist shit. I just thought of maybe. Do you think of kiss of death, like? Type of thing, like Glen initially said, like we were talking about Sons of Anarchy, the guy's got his girl, what's the girl's name?
Luann.
Oh, he's got Luann across him, but
across his forearm.
Yeah, Leanne also cheats on him in this story, but
that's like Mandy's stepdad was a tattoo artist, and he said that the name of someone you love that's not a family member, he'll do kids' names. He will not do wife, girlfriend, boyfriend.
I'll do that all day. I'll tattoo those all day because that's just repeat customer coming back for me to cover it up.
Yeah, like, no doubt.
I mean, you think I would learn like tattooing like significant others' names and stuff?
It's because of death.
I wouldn't do that, but yeah, I mean, I proposed to my ex by getting "Will you marry me" tattooed on my leg, and now I'm stuck with this "Will you marry me," and then her answer tattooed on me for the rest of my life.
But she did answer, but it just didn't go right. It didn't go through with it.
And I kind of covered it up, kind of slyly.
Well, I actually did see I went to your page today, and somebody had, it looked like Tim, like really bold, like harsh letters on his stomach, and you made that 3 roses, and that was a cover-up tattoo that I was like, whoa, because that looked like that was hard to cover up.
That was cool because they drove hours to where I was tattooing, and they went to every single shop in the city, and they turned her away because it was almost so impossible
dark,
cover up.
Yeah, it was just like, no joke, like dark black lettering.
And like they were in town just for the night. They weren't going to come back. They were just set on tattoo, like getting that tattoo covered up. And, you know, I took it under my belt, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. If they drove fucking 2 hours and they want to get tattooed tonight, I'm going to cover that thing up, and I'm going to do it tonight. Like, and they were very stoked on the outcome, and I was stoked on the outcome. But, like, it made me feel good that, like, every other fucking schmuck wanted to turn it away, and they just like brushed it off.
Yeah, like a challenge, you know, and you know, and then it's almost like, because this person's like, oh fuck, I made a bad decision, and people like, you're smoking cigarettes, like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. It's dark.
Like, yeah, fucking, I'll give you something new if you want like a heart or something else, and you're like, all right, what are we gonna do? Like, let's put on a pot of coffee and let's get this thing figured out.
I don't know, guys in this industry, they become prima donnas, and they don't, you know, they're too cool to do this tattoo or that tattoo, or you know, I'm booked out 3 months in advance and all this shit, and it's not about that. It's about like the customer interaction, and like she wanted that tattoo and she wanted to cover it up, and I'm gonna make damn sure she walked away with something that she wanted. You know, that she's happy with. And like, she drove fucking 2.5 hours to go try to get it covered up.
Honestly,
I'm not gonna let her drive away unhappy.
Go to Zach Decker Tattoos, right above Zach Decker's head, there on Instagram tonight, later after this show, and check out his work. If you're in New York, hit us up. If you're looking, DM Zach Decker.
He's doing private.
He's in a private studio. If you're looking to get some ink during COVID. One of the things that we were talking about, you and I, with this whole COVID thing and not being a political thing, but our passions being illegal during these times. It's just so hard for us. Me as a comedian, just trying to tell jokes. I'm like putting on free comedy shows in my backyard, and you like are taking a serious risk if you give somebody a tattoo. Like, you can't just tattoo out of the back of your car. Like, if you wanted to, you could, but like, you shouldn't. And like, that's so fucked up because like, so many people are doing it for some semblance of somebody died, I want to remember them, or I want to show love to this, or I just moved and I'm moving on. It's transformation. They're always they're always symbols of something. They're always somebody's symbol of their mile markers in people's lives. And like, to take it away from both the tattoo artists and the people who like, you know, I know my friend Longo's covered in tattoos. I know right now he's itching to get a tattoo. And is going to probably, you know, try to connect with you in the private studio, because it's like, oh my God, when you have something taken away from you specifically, then you want it even more. Yeah, it's like, wait, no, I can't get it on my I can't get a fucking smiley face on my fucking ass. Damn right I can. You tell me I can't.
We got hit really hard with the COVID because, like, in my eyes, like, you could have 500 people walking around at fucking Lowe's, like, mouth breathing on everything. But me, trained in sterility and taking bloodborne pathogen classes, I can't sit one-on-one with a client and tattoo them. Like, it just makes no fucking sense to me.
It really does.
I know, it's
and
crazy.
You're just trained, like you said, trained in cross-contamination. Cleanliness,
And like, they say that we couldn't work at first, but now it's appointment only, and then no walk-ins, and like 80% of your clientele is fucking walk-ins.
Right.
Because a lot of people, I'm sure, they don't know what artists they want to. They want to just go talk to someone before they're just getting inked.
It's gratification. In the society we live in, it's people want what they want when they want it, and if they can't get it right then and there, they're gonna go down the street to someone that will do it for them.
Yeah.
And it's like that. It's a spur of the moment thing, tattooing, and for the COVID, like not allowing walk-ins, it's just fucking destroyed. I know so many guys that have had to shut down shop just because of this shit.
Yeah.
And
I believe that.
It's disheartening, you know.
Yeah, because
it's our lives, it's our everything.
Yeah, because 20-year-old men, they work all week and then they spend their money on tattooing on the weekend. They're like, yeah, I just got money. Now I want to fucking ink me up. I want an eagle. I want fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you guys make some money and they get some money.
Well, here, look at Bruno's got a question. Where is the easiest place for a tattoo that's the least painful?
I think anywhere on the arm, like the lower forearm area, is probably the easiest.
Okay, it doesn't hurt.
Well, then it's easy to like get to. Probably.
That's what I'm always dreaming about. Like, but these are like so hard to cover.
Yeah,
that's what I love.
It's a little bit of a positive and negative. You know, it's visible, but it's the easiest. Anything that the sun touches, they say, is probably the easiest place to get a tattoo. So like anything, like if you're in a short sleeve shirt and shorts, anything the sun touches.
Okay.
So it's just like more durable skin.
Yeah, it's just sun tanned and it's made to withstand stuff. I know the most painful would be the fatty tissue because there's more nerve endings and stuff like bellies and butts. I hear they're the most painful.
Okay, see, I would
always
thought the bone. I would always thought the bones would have hurt.
I got my ribs. Like I have this is done. And
for me, like I mean, everyone's body's different too. Like,
yeah, that's true
everyone's
too.
Pain receptors are different. Like I got my chest, my stomach, and my ribcage out of the way first because I thought that was gonna be shitty. But the last tattoo I got was my foot, and I don't know if I want to get tattooed. My foot, it felt like a bag of mashed up assholes. Like that was not fun at all.
Oh, on the top of your foot?
Yeah, my entire foot. That was not fun at all. But like everyone's different, you know. Like what hurts me is probably going to be painless for you, or could be painless for you. It just depends on who you are and how your body takes it.
Yeah,
and it's probably day to day too. Like some days it hurts more than others.
Well, it's true. I found first of all, I went and got the outline. I have a 10-hour tattoo on the side of me for you guys in the audience. And so the outline was like 2.5 hours. So I was just amped 18-year-old kid, like as soon as I could get it, you know, didn't even feel it, you know, we fucking sat there. And then I was on my period when I went back to get the color, and it's a lot of layer on the color. Yeah. And he was like, any chance you're I was like, this fucking hurts a lot more than the fucking, you know, he's like, any chance you're like menstruating? Like not even to be like a weirdo, but like that came up at one point. And I was like, yeah, I think, yeah, actually. And he was like, your body's you're more likely to get, you know, fucked up. Like if you drink alcohol on your period, you're more likely you get fucked up easier. You know, anything just hits you easier or harder. And as I was getting tattooed, a session of tattooing, he was like, yeah, we won't schedule your next one during your period. We won't schedule this third.
Lyle Tuttle, he's a old school guy. He just passed away earlier this year, but he said if tattoos didn't hurt, pussies would get them too.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I had to earn it because I came home with the you know, the big outline, and I had 2 more sessions now that I was in for. I just wanted to feel something permanent at 18. You know, my parents were divorced, family and everything felt so shaky and unsure. You know, my brain wasn't full, so I was like, I need something permanent.
It makes you feel alive.
It does.
When you feel that pain, it makes you like realize that there's still something there. You know?
And I was taking control of myself. Like I was taking control of I was putting my hands on the wheel. And like I said, I was going to be talking in a southern accent, so here it is, y'all. Did anyone ever want you to stop like halfway because of pain?
I've had one in the 8+ years of tattooing.
Man or woman?
It was a woman.
Okay.
It was a lower back tattoo. It was like a tramp stamp, quote unquote. And like I made sure that she sat through enough to where I could make it a finished tattoo and have it not look like it was a half done
Yeah, because her be like, Zach Decker did this, and you'd be like, that piece of shit did not come out of my fucking.
I didn't get to finish.
Like you like hold her down and fucking get like some sort of coloring on her.
Yeah,
like.
I have to make sure. At least look like a half finished product, because my name's on it. That's my everything. That's my legacy. It's what I leave behind when I die.
And she was just like, it hurts too much. Fuck it.
Yeah, she just couldn't take it. So I mean, she got like a half, like it was all right tattoo. It wasn't like,
your best.
Yeah, you
weren't satisfied.
It was good quality, but it just wasn't how I wanted it to be.
Yeah, you would have sat. You would have sat longer with her.
So, I want to go back to me and you had a discussion the other night about the 8 minutes while you were, dead on the scene.
Yeah.
What you saw. You want to tell the viewers what you saw? Because I was very interested.
Like there's whenever someone dies or is dead, we always hear these seeing the light stories, and I hate to I don't know. I hate to.
You don't want to be cliched or something?
I don't want to be that cliche person. But when I was, the only thing I remembered from February 3rd, which was when my accident happened, until March 28th was when I started retaining knowledge. There's nothing. I don't remember any of my recovery. I don't remember any of the doctors teaching me how to walk or talk or anything. I don't remember anything except for this dream or whatever it was. And I was in this room. It was a Tiffany blue room. It was like bright mint green Tiffany blue, and there was no walls. It was like the Matrix almost, like where there's nothing except just this color. And there was a table in the center of the room, and there was my dead grandfather who passed away in 2010 or 2001, and my dead uncle who passed away in 2005, and my old drug dealer who passed away a few months prior to my accident. So like the only real connection that they all had was that they were all dead, and me. And we were standing in this room with this table in the center, and there's like a staircase with very ornate ironwork railings and stuff up, and there was this door up at the top of the 2 stairs, and they were all reaching across this table asking me to come with them, and I just kept saying that I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready to go with them, and I'm not sure what that was. I don't know if that was me seeing the light. I don't know if that was me like dying, being dead.
Being like a stubborn asshole, I think, is what it is. I think you came back to do more work.
Yeah.
Feel more pain on Earth.
It makes me like tattooing. I'm like extremely grateful that these people asked me to change their lives forever, and especially after the accident. I'm given so much blind trust, and it's very humbling to know that these people asked me to change their lives forever. It's a cool fucking feeling, especially when they said I wasn't supposed to walk or talk or do anything ever again. It's weird. Tattooing's weird. And life's weird. It's not weird. It's surreal.
It's surreal, and it all ties together with yourself, because like you said that you previously your favorite color was the Tiffany blue, right? Like that wasn't just did it become your favorite color?
The tie was like years prior to me wrecking, and before I had this dream or whatever. Like I was seeing a therapist, and the first day of therapy, he was all alternative and holistic and stuff. He was all about chakras and stuff like that. And he gave me a bag of colored pencils, and he said, pick out the color that gives you the most solace and the most like makes you most calm. And whenever you start having anxiety or start having a panic attack, to picture that color spiraling into the center of your chakra. And the color that I picked was Tiffany blue. It was a mint green. And like I don't know if like years later when I was dead, if my subconscious like knew that color gave me the most solace, or if like that, if anything, like it was just a strange connection, that color just so happened to be the color that gave me the most calmness, and then that was the color I seen when I was dead. I don't know, it's a strange connection that I realized.
I think that we very much like are kindred. People are kindred spirits. Like me and my aunt.
I think adulthood, people ask an adult what their favorite color is, because it's something that, like, I like to do like little quiz questions with my coworkers and stuff. I can't stand when a grown man won't answer what their favorite color is. It's like, you don't have a favorite color. Like, it's mine's purple. Like, I always write in purple ink. Like, purple is my favorite color. You can go look at my closet, and like, I think that colors really are important to who we are and what,
Most definitely.
Even people that don't see colors still see their version of color. Like, I don't know.
Gotta express
Mine's
yourself.
gray. Mine's gray, by the way. My favorite color is gray. But
Yeah, we talked about this the other night and how many different
Shades
types
of
of gray
gray.
there are.
Because I can't remember who it was, but my mentor brought it up that in order to see if you have the most contrast that you want to have in a tattoo, like to make sure a tattoo is done quote unquote to the best of its ability, is you turn it grayscale. You put it in Photoshop or any kind of photo editing, and you take away all the color, and then you look at the tattoo, and you see it in shades of gray. And if there's varying shades of like dark gray, medium gray, light gray, then you've achieved enough contrast. You're able to portray whatever they wanted you to portray, but with the colors, and like, and that kind of just stuck with me throughout like my career and stuff. So gray is a very universal color. You can take the gray from complete darkness, complete zero black, to complete lightness of white, and those percentages of gray are like, all you do is add a hue to it, and you can create any color in the color spectrum with gray. And that's why I like it so much. And there's like bluish grays, there's purplish grays, there's greenish grays, and
So now,
very universal thing.
relating to that,
But
relating to that, do you believe in duality? Like, or is it more of a grayscale? Like,
I don't know. That's tough.
I don't know what even you mean by that.
well, it's like black and white is duality, like, like yin and yang, like heaven and hell. But like, really, we live in the grayscale between the colors. Roy G. Biv, like, like we live in between colors, in between duality and ambiguity.
Ambiguity, yeah.
And that's where the gray lands.
That's tough to say. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's because I've seen the other side, and it's that's a tough one. That's a whole nother episode, I think, of getting into duality and life and death and good and bad, black and white. But
purple and Tiffany blue.
Purple and Tiffany. And the weird thing is, Tiffany blue is like the actual complement of purple. So that's weird too.
Yeah, and it's funny because to get my purple pens, I have to buy like sets of pens. And the other night, we were hanging out, and I was like, "This pen is for you, Zach." Like, you just talked about it, and it was pretty much Tiffany blue. It was more of a green. It was a minty blue, and I was just like, "Oh, Nancy Weems says hers is purple too," but I was like, "It just belongs with you." But what were you gonna say, baby? You had a question in the comments here, didn't you?
No, David Lang had said, thank you, Zach, for sharing your personal stories. Very inspiring. David Lang is, like I said, new supporter of mine and Bonnie's, and he's been tuning into everything we've been doing. And I've been watching on what his page is all about. He's wrote a book. He published a book. He had a picture the other day of him up to here with all composition notebooks, all about journaling.
I saw that.
I actually snapshotted that, David Lang, and sent that to my husband. You're in our fucking chat. Yeah, I have that picture.
Thanks for letting me share.
Yeah, no, it's important.
It's a beautiful story, man. Because you came to, I think creativity is the thing that collectively it's different what everybody's creative in, but it's what makes people happy.
Yeah.
And you share your creativity permanently with other people, which is just like the other thing that makes people happy is doing things for other people.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like a melding of the two.
Like tattooing's my everything. I've like ever since I woke up and started like retaining knowledge and stuff, like, and tattooing's the only thing I remembered. you know, I didn't remember like my childhood that much, but I know how to fucking solder those needles, and I know how to build those machines and mix those colors. Like for some reason, it stuck to
That
me.
part of your brain
But
locked in.
that was
It was
because it was
important.
important. Yeah, like that was. Yeah, no, that was.
Yeah, I think it's really awesome. I mean, like, cause even like I said, I got my side tattooed when I was 18, and to this day, ladies, I'm a 30-year-old lady. When I drank a couple of sodas or a couple of beers, and I look down at my stomach, I still love my art on my side. I can't hate my stomach because I love the art. That shout out to Tony De Silva. Still part of my family and part of my life because he tattooed me, because he sat with me for 10 hours and I listened to the Misfits, and I secondhand smoked a bunch of cigarettes. He would go outside and smoke them, but you know what I mean. But yeah, no, it changed my life, and it changed who I am. And my dad thinks I'm going to a different part of hell than he is now because I got a tattoo.
What's he, Jewish?
Yeah, I know. My dad is like the biggest heathen, and he's like, oh, now you're gonna fucking go to hell. Now I gotta get a tattoo.
Your dad doesn't have
like,
any tattoos?
No, you knew that.
I think I knew that.
He always said he's gonna get flaming dice on his neck.
Oh yeah, that's my kind of tattoo.
That's what he always says. He always says, I'm gonna get flaming dice on my neck. So, Dad, I'll get flaming dice on my neck maybe one day for you.
No more tattoos. No offense to Zach or anything. It's just what I really like that Mandy went big right from the start. She did her whole side.
I have a tattoo from here to here for followers.
And
so it's so it's one just big piece.
Yeah, and it's just like anything after that. Yeah, no, anything after that, it seems like it didn't, like you tested the waters before you just went completely.
Pun intended.
Oh, because the mermaid.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
there you go.
No, I mean tattoos.
This is supposed to be a comedy show, guys. You can laugh. It's cool.
Tattoos.
Well, you got serious. You got serious.
I
people
know,
with
two
you right
fucking freaking guys, Poindexters.
Poindexter.
Oh man, Zach took offense to that.
Is that a shot for the glasses? Like...
Glen's a total Poindexter. You're not a Poindexter.
I am not neither of us. We're alternative.
Oh, they're not Poindexters, guys. These are very hardcore men that I'm sitting at.
I'm a manly man.
They're rugged. These guys are so rugged and tough. They're prickly. I'm getting prickled.
I iron my clothes every morning.
I know.
And
he really does. He irons his clothes every morning.
Like, I'm still a manly man at heart.
That's okay. I still love you guys. I love you guys.
Okay, so Nancy Weems wants to know if I have a man persona. No, it's actually overalls. I just can't
Nancy, he does have a purse that he carries, though.
I do have a purse. They made fun of me for years, and now all of a sudden it's in style to carry like a man bag. I don't have a purse, by the way. I don't. But like a shoulder man bag.
This Poindexter doesn't have a purse, but this one does.
They made fun of me for years, and now I feel like I can't even. Now I can't even fucking do it because it's not like now it's in style, so it's like not even like
it's a hype thing. Like
it's like
it's
like now I gotta wear like a backpack or something.
Oh my god, yeah, you got
the fanny pack. Now they're all wearing it like a purse though. Like I saw a big fat guy with it walking down the road the other day. I was like, you look uncomfortable, like that does not look like a fun accessory.
I mean, whatever tickles your pickle. I mean. I just I'm not one for the man purse.
Oh my lord! I have a fanny pack that I wear to like every concert, and it's great.
I want to get a fanny pack.
It's leather. It's my aunt gave it to me.
I wouldn't get a leather one.
It's nice.
I would do pleather.
I actually probably have a fanny pack I can give you down in the basement after this. Maybe that'll be your payment for this show. I'll give you a used fanny pack.
I'll take it. I'll take any form of payment.
Sold for one used fanny pack, guys. That's what this man's getting paid for this interview here tonight.
Yeah, heady trades.
Yeah. Ground squares.
We are getting life lessons from Zach, and we're gonna give him a used fanny pack.
Okay. Whatever.
Heady deals, fam. Not that there's anything wrong with that, as Bonnie Scalisi saying to your purse, baby.
I love my man purse, and honestly, I wish there was something wrong with it
Tell
because
me,
that's what I liked about it.
I wish you would think there was something wrong with my purse.
That was the whole point, I think.
I wish you would not like the way I swing my purse. Because we got the purse from my aunt, and I said, Glenn is just going to use it around the house. She said he's not going to really use it outside, is he? And as soon as we got it home, Glenn goes, I'm going to use this. I said, well, I'm not going to tell her.
It was handmade. It was really nice.
It's a really nice leather purse. It's like really nice. Like we shouldn't be wearing it out. Like I want to save it so we could sell it when Glenn dies.
Well, why do I die first?
One of us has got to die and sell the other one shit. That purse is worth something. We shouldn't be fucking using it. We shouldn't be scuffing it up. This is how I think, guys.
So this is the comedy portion of the show.
Funny story about being dead and stuff. So
okay, yeah.
So back to the time I was dead. Yeah.
Back to me. No. So my family isn't the best family, and my parents were just they're just dirtbags, and apparently my mom called the hospital. Not to check to see if I was okay, but to see if there was an insurance claim so she could make some fucking money.
Oh my God.
And listen to this. My best friend, David Smith, he lives in California now. He flew to Tennessee from California and was searching for an ordained minister so he could fucking marry me, so he could be the next of kin if I were to die and anything went to anyone, so my parents didn't get them. That's a fucking best friend for you right there.
There you go.
That is a best friend right there.
That's
when I woke
for
up
real.
and he told me that, like I was like, yeah, that's friendship.
You were like, you better have people you sucking my dick too while you're at it.
Like that is the best fucking friend right there. Like, hey, I'm gonna marry you just so your shitty parents don't get the fucking stuff.
I love it. Yeah, I love that. That is awesome.
But
the hearts are going off. Everyone loves it.
But that was to give you like for like healthcare proxy and stuff too, because technically your parents would have had control over your life when you're in that state.
Fuck them.
But he said no. Fuck
he
that.
said that's my faggot. But that's my faggot right there.
When he heard them like calling looking for that, he flew immediately.
He said, "I fuck him every night." That is my fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
that is my bitch.
If there's any dude I'd marry, it'd probably be him. I mean,
I love it.
But
the hearts and the laughs are going off. Everyone loves it. That's a great story.
That's an OG right there. That is a true friend.
Well, Glenn is my there's like 160K if I die, like from my job. One's 10K, one's 150, and so it's Glenn and then my little brother. So like I call my little brother.
So we're killing the little brother, right?
So I call my little brother on like a Tuesday, like afternoon. I'm like,
it was like way too early to be talking about.
I'm like, hey Dylan, how you doing? He's like, good, you. I'm like, all right, so you know how I have all right, so there's 2 life insurance policies. So when I die, all right, so it's Glenn's obviously the beneficiary, but Glenn and I probably gonna die together. You're the next in line. You don't smoke cigarettes. You're younger. Anyways, it's 2 policies. It's 2 checks you're gonna be looking for. Do you have a pen and paper? I have the contact information. My brother's like, I don't really think that's necessary. Like psycho. Like it's like he's like, let's wait till like the ink dries on the fucking death certificate. Like Mandy, like I'm not really fucking worried about your fucking belongings at all.
We're not worried about it, but I mean. I'm
now that you know that there's a bounty on my head, you're interested?
No, it's just like I'm a prime example.
You should be Dylan.
He's a prime example that everybody should have a living fucking will.
Everyone should have a gay best friend.
No, he was straighter than.
No, I'm just kidding.
But what I'm saying is like we're not guaranteed tomorrow, so like
it's true.
I was driving home from work and fell asleep at the wheel, and woke up a month later and I was just like, well, I guess that's what dead feels like, Like,
holy crap.
It's funny though, me and Mandy actually have handwritten wills with our blood on it. We literally
I'm just a psycho.
10 years ago fucking wrote a will and literally dotted our fingers with blood on it as the DNA proof, I guess, that
I was like, if I ever die or first 48 or whatever, it's really it's totally.
We still have it in the safe, it's still
with all the CSI
it's in
and stuff.
It's in a sheet protector. I'm sure if I ever get raped and murdered, Glenn will be like, here you go, guys.
Yeah,
this is
DNA.
her binder. Here's
or they'll
her
just
come
blood.
on this, so it's
here's her blood and here's some lockets of her hair.
you know that this is for real. Like, this is her blood. Like, this is
Everyone should have a witness protection box where you just have some lockets of hair, you know, like
you
a
don't already
stool
have
sample.
That? You don't have that? You don't have a stool sample just on deck?
Ready
Just
to
hit-
go.
I guess I don't
like,
either. Who would do that?
But
No,
Panic bag.
say about how your dad called us when there was a commercial on TV about like
Oh my
instead
God.
of getting a finger in your butt.
Instead of getting a colonoscopy or a finger up your butt, you mail your shit in a box. And my dad calls me and he's like, you gotta do a commercial about mailing your shit in the box. Because they're like how that's like less embarrassing.
No,
like
I have the shit on deck in a box, like ready to go. So let's just send it.
So it's
them.
like frozen or like just like sitting steaming in Tennessee
no,
somewhere.
That's room temperature. And who says it's in Tennessee? It could be right here. You never know.
And it's in the closet
It's
in
in
the
my
guest
fridge.
room.
Could be. You never know. No,
it's in the cellar.
But that is smart. I mean, some people don't want a little up there. So
you know that
I guess my dad was considering mailing it in.
Far too many conversations with grown fucking men that
this is a PSA, guys.
That is. You don't want to die of colon cancer because you look like an asshole.
I know.
Because it's like literally like one of the more curable cancers.
My grandfather.
But you're afraid of
no one wants a finger in their ass.
My granddaddy died riddled with cancer. It started with prostate cancer. Probably.
That's what I meant. Prostate cancer. Colon cancer is one of the worst ones there is.
Prostate cancer, preventable. Could have done, but if you don't fucking go to the doctor for 25 years.
Yeah, but who wants to go to the doctor and get a finger in their asshole?
Not if you feel fine. I haven't been going to the doctor, and I should because I've been paying for.
I haven't had a finger in my ass lately, so.
So I should get to the doctor. Speaking of,
I'm pushing 31.
I'm due for a wellness check.
It's been 31 years without one. I think it's time. I need to fucking get one up in there.
You know that they changed the age though to 30 now, right?
Well, fuck.
That's what my mom said, and I was like, "Fuck." Well, I haven't even gotten a tetanus shot.
Good.
Yeah. Well.
I haven't gotten a tetanus shot since I went to college, so like.
Shit.
I'm gonna die.
Yep.
We're all gonna die.
We're
it's
all
fine.
Gonna die, but some of us are gonna die with fingers in our assholes, and some of us aren't. I guess. I guess that's how we weed out the weak.
Moral of the story.
Oh, we weed out the weak. How many fingers have you had in your asshole lately?
Oh my lord. Next.
So this digressed.
Yeah, we have to digress. We gotta reel it in. People are laughing. Esther Keon, Bonnie Scalisi, Sean Legier.
Barry's in the room. What's up, Daniel?
Dan Offner. Nancy is laughing. It's getting out of control in here. Zach. Let's one more. I got another one. You have a tattoo on your head.
I do.
And what does it say?
It says misanthrope.
And I had to ask you, what does that mean?
The nice way is I keep to myself. The exact definition is a person who despises humankind and society.
But like when we
so is it like when you say humankind, is that like human nature?
No, he says like society, like
society meaning learned traits, not necessarily human traits.
I got it because society as a whole places these milestones in our life. Like society says we have to go to school and get a degree and make 6 figures a year, and society says you marry someone and you have a kid and you get a white picket fence and you grow old, and society pressures us into doing these things with like the image of normal or the image of perfection.
Yep.
And I'm against that, so I'm a misanthrope.
Me too.
No,
honestly, I haven't heard a new word in a while that like I like felt so much. Like I was like, damn, like, you know.
Well, because first, when I asked you about it, and then when I said, do you really feel that way about society? And then when you started saying, well, I really don't feel like,
I don't hate everyone. I just hate
so that's not what you're. That's not what you're saying.
But like
society
honestly, I'm a 30-year-old lady. My body, everything in my body right now is like, have a kid.
Yeah.
But like everything in my life is like, have a comedy career, don't have a kid.
Yeah.
Have a comedy career.
Society
don't have a kid.
My
mom sees that I've been with Glen for 11 years and she wants to be a grandma because her sisters have kids and stuff. And I feel bad that, Mom, sorry, I'm not giving you you're making you a grandma, but I can't interrupt my life for right now.
I'm 30 and I can barely wipe my own ass. What makes you think I can wipe a kid's ass?
I know, exactly, because that's the thing. I see my mom. She was 20 by the time when she was my age. She already had freaking 2 kids and one almost on the way, or halfway on the way. So like, I don't expect her. I understand why she made mistakes. She was just a kid.
Well, yeah, no. It's really hard to put into perspective that, like putting timelines against one another because society has changed a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It used to be like 18, you get married.
I don't even want to bring a kid into the world nowadays.
Well,
that's him too. He's like, what, for the apocalypse?
Yeah,
I was an environmental major in college, and basically everything they taught me in my environmental major was like anything we're doing is just slowing down how quickly we ultimately expire ourselves.
Yeah, most definitely. And like overpopulation and shit like that.
There's enough. They're mining fossil fuels still, but there's enough in reserve to ruin the atmosphere twice over.
Yeah.
And then they're still mining it. So like we're gonna be dead before we use the oil that they're mining today. Like.
Yeah.
But we don't have to fit into society's check boxes. You can get tattoos on your head.
That's right.
And you don't have to have kids. You can have dogs. And I don't know.
You could have any kind of animal you want. People have all sorts of Tiger King.
Honestly, we had at my comedy show, my friend Robin, her husband or boyfriend, whatever, of 30 years or however long, he's like, why are they inviting 60-year-olds to their party? Just like
that was for third. That was one of the comedy shows. That was for the third.
Says you're not supposed to invite people older than
and I've been hanging out with them, and now I just found out he's like a Red Sox fucking champion.
Oh, no,
ring
he's not allowed here anymore, then.
I know. I was like, seriously, get the fuck off my property.
We're
seriously.
not sports fans.
Yeah, George, I've loved George, I love you until now.
My whole thing is, people my own age have less interesting of stories than someone that like Robin.
Yeah, 60-year-old, you kidding?
Yeah, Robin and George, like they've lived. They saw the.
They don't look at their phones while they're
and...
fucking hanging out with you. They're not just like.
Yeah, like I don't know. Society's just this generation sucks.
I know. I'm trying to get out. That's why I'm hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, me too. I'm just falling asleep at the wheel, just making it seem like I'm falling asleep. Fuck that. I'm trying to get my fucking quick way out. Damn. I joke about that all the time. Like,
no, thank God you're alive. I'm really glad you made it, Zach, because I didn't know you before your wreck. Glenn did, but not really well, right? You guys didn't really hang out in high school,
not so
right?
much. No,
I was lame. I wasn't cool like I am now.
Well, Glenn was quiet too.
I see. That was the whole thing.
Is lame. I think you guys are both probably quiet.
I kept to myself to avoid. If you weren't like some of my like closest friends, I avoided talking to you much because high school kids suck.
Yeah,
and are mean.
And you put yourself out there, and then you get made fun of.
I feel like the wreck like it put things in perspective, and it helps me like actually truly live. I get to live each day because.
Well, you appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate life much more now.
Authentic.
Like, then I was just a fucking careless drug addict who's just wasting away, and I didn't give a fuck if I lived or died the next day. But every day I wake up now, and I'm glad that I'm fucking here, and I'm able to walk and talk like the doctor said I wouldn't, because I mean,
yeah, everything.
That's crazy. I mean, you don't even have a stutter, my friend. You don't have any you wouldn't be like, yeah.
Up here I do. Up here it's a fucking mushy mess of.
But so is everybody, and I'm gonna downplay your brain trauma. Like I said, I wouldn't in the beginning. We're all fucking idiots, and we all have fucking, we're all trying to. Everyone's
yours
is
just diagnosed. Like yours just has like an actual reason. Like
you just have a nice little excuse.
Yeah,
it's not an excuse though.
Oh, don't mind me. Oh, him with the dick hanging out. Don't mind him. He has a brain injury.
That was brain trauma. Back in 2017,
he's we can around like a fucking helicopter. Don't mind him. He's just fucking.
He's clinically diagnosed. Brain trauma.
He's clinically diagnosed. Don't worry about him. That's me. So whenever you're at the party and you see the guy twirling his dick around like a helicopter, that's me.
Well, no one else has excuses. At least you got a fucking excuse, Zach.
Yeah, I mean,
I just say I was born surrounded by characters, and I'm like a clown for just by default. That's all. That's my story.
Jester.
And what about you, Glenn? You're just stuck with me, right?
I've always since high school. Like since I came to Long Island, I've tried to make as many friends as I could without fitting in as possible.
Oh, well, that's true. I always had. Well, my thing I used to do was Project Uncool, not being cool and uncool are different.
Yeah.
Like, because I would be weird and wear my own style and my whole thing and be like, try me. Like, I'm being cool in my own way. So I really take it back that I called you guys Poindexters. I still feel bad.
Yeah.
All right.
I still think I'm not gonna live that down.
Shawnee agreed that we were Poindexters, but it's 9 o'clock, baby.
All right.
Here, do a
Zach,
thank you for coming.
so much.
We'll have to have you on again. We want to do on one of Shawnee's episodes. You're gonna tattoo Sean.
Oh yeah, we might do a live tattooing, guys. You guys gotta subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mandy Jones the Comedian. You gotta go to Zach Decker Tattoos on Instagram. Look at that Tim that he covered up with those 3 roses.
Yeah. Slide in the DMs.
And slide into the DMs. Either message me or go to Zach's and message him and tell him that you want art on your body and what you're looking for, and start the journey of permanent symbolic art on your body. David Lang, another great show. Thank you. Joan Kubriasha, thanks for watching. Taz, Miss Jones. Thank you, Bonnie, for hanging with us. Everybody, we love you guys. Get home safe. Good night.
Yeah, we're out. Good night.